Best advice for someone who's never competed before is get a good support system, find good coaches and a good group of people that can support you through this because as much as it's an individual sport, the people that help you out make all the difference.
Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB Bikini Pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Rains-Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. Today's athlete has been a rising star in the world of natural bodybuilding within the NPC and now IFBB. At only 20 years old, she's already claimed multiple overall titles, including at the Natural Ohio, Northcoast Championships, and this year at the prestigious Pittsburgh Sports and Fitness Festival Pro Qualifier. She was raised in Windham, Ohio, with a strong foundation in sports like volleyball, track, and softball, and was actually introduced to bodybuilding through her dad, who competed in the 90s. And what began as a post-high school gym session desire has evolved into a journey marked by resilience, grit, and transparency. She's openly discussed her past struggles with disordered eating and now uses bodybuilding to channel discipline, self-respect, and personal growth, which is so apparent in her journey, especially with the guidance from family, coaches, and this competitor also dominates while inspiring others to push past limits and stay grounded in health and heart. So I'm really happy to welcome to the show Zoey St. John. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be on. It's so cool too because I've listened to your podcast, so like it's so cool being on it now.
That's amazing. Like, what a full circle moment. That makes me so happy.
Extremely.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, you obviously have come a long way in
Hmm.
so many regards, and I'm excited to learn more. And
Yeah.
before we jump into everything, I got to ask if there's anything you do or think about right before your heel hits the stage.
I just try to shake out the nerves. Like especially like at Pittsburgh, like I tend to get a little shaky, like a lot of competitors do when you're about to get
Mhm.
up there. So I just try to shake it out. I pray. I just, if this is what's meant for me, it's what's meant for me. And I know I put the hard work in. So I just try to go in at a zen place with it. And I've been used to being on stage. I used to dance growing up and then cheering and
Oh,
everything.
wow.
So it's like, it's never been a thing for me, like being in front of people. So it's more
Hmm.
of a just like get the nerves out. You know what you're doing. Don't get in your head about it. Pray, God's got you and just go from there.
Have you always had faith in God, or is that something that came later?
It's come and go for sure. I grew up going to church with my grandma. Our church was two doors down from us. So like I would go every Sunday with my grandma and then as I got older it was, oh, I want to do this. I don't want to go to church every Sunday. So it pulled back, but definitely especially this prep, I have gotten a lot closer with God.
Were there like trials that you faced that brought you closer?
Lots of them. Yeah, yeah, a lot of personal things going on, relationships, friendships, work, life that extremely tested me throughout this prep where I there was times where I almost like dropped out where I was like I'm not doing this, this is not going to be it for me, I'm not going to bring my best
Oh.
package, and I just stuck through and I knew I just had a gut feeling that something good was going to happen.
So when you were facing all those struggles and even contemplating if it was worth continuing the prep, was there a inkling that you needed to do it because you'd go pro? Was it more so you just knew you needed to compete because it was adding to your life and it was worth pursuing? Like, what was
A
that?
little bit of both. A little bit of both. Like I just had a good feeling about it. Like I knew I had a good package and I was going to bring my best, but also it was my first national show. You never know who's going to show up and like I just wanted to enjoy it. I love competing. I love getting on stage. I love the glam and all of it. So like I wanted to get back out there just to prove to myself too I could do it, but also I just had a gut feeling that something was going to go good with the show. Either I was going to win my class, or I was going to win the overall, something. I just knew in my gut that I needed to go to that show.
Oh, for sure. And clearly paid off, and that being your
Yeah.
first national show is insane, really.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself. Uh you are a natural competitor. You have a great structure. You knew that going into this. For being so young, you do have a lot of muscle.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering, especially for those listening who maybe are new to this, like how did you make such gains early on? And were there any mistakes you made along the way that you would warn others about?
Yeah, so honestly, like I've always built muscle quickly. Like it was like a running joke. Like when we played volleyball, we would do like 2 weeks of weight training maybe, like, and it was nothing crazy. It would be like we would have to hold a plank for a bit. We would do some crunches. We would maybe go in the weight room, but like half the time I was like not doing the workouts when my coaches wasn't looking. But after 2 weeks, everyone would be like, Zoe, you have abs. What, you have abs. We don't have abs. What are you? I'm like, I'm doing the same thing as you guys. Like, I don't know. But once I started actually training, like just working out, just kind of like having fun with it, I realized like definitely the eating part of it. I was not eating enough. That was affecting me for sure. And I was exhausted all the time. I was overtraining and under eating, and I was just exhausted. I would come home and just crash every day. And so that is definitely something that I had to learn from and go from there. But just put in the work in, honestly. Like I make my gym my second home, and so I enjoy being there. So if I spending 2 hours at the gym is no problem for me. So really just focusing on like prioritizing my lifts and making sure I'm giving it my all has been my key to success almost.
How do you structure your workouts so that you can get the most out of them?
Um, it really just depends, honestly. Like I'm pushing my like I just listen to my coaches. Like I try to keep it pretty structured where like I'm on a 5 day split right now, so I do like 2 days on, 1 day off to give myself like a good balance and everything. And then it helps too because I don't train in person with my coaches a lot, but my coaches are in my gym training people, so they're always watching.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
it's really nice. So they always have an eye on me. If my form's like slightly off, they can fix it. If like they think I need to tweak something, they can just come up to me and be like, "Hey, go do that instead."
Yeah,
So that's been amazing.
that's so awesome. It sounds like you have a really, really great support system, but you did
Yes.
mention there were some challenges, friendships, relationships.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you've had to learn to balance friendships in conjunction with this sport, especially those friends who may not understand the sport given you're
Yeah.
20, most of your peers, and I lived this too because I started at 18 and
Yeah.
you're surrounded by people who maybe want to live the college party life. So, or their version of having fun is going out to eat and
Yep.
drink and all those things. So, how do you or how have you navigated that type of experience?
Yeah, this prep has been a lot different than my first prep. Like my first prep, I had my people, but I was still learning my first prep. I wasn't doing much, but I was still going out with friends, but I would bring my meals and it was just like I would fall behind. I knew it, like stuff like that. This prep, I gave it my all. I set very strict boundaries where it's like I'm going to be at the gym. I cannot go do this. Like we know I can't go stay at this place this weekend. I have to go make my meals. I can't go do that. I have to prioritize my sleep and my rest and my time. I can't go out to the bar, even though if I'm not going to drink, I'm not doing that. That's not my thing. And I lost a lot of friendships, like close friendships where I had to set some boundaries. And I know maybe I wasn't the best person too in that time because I'm very like I was laser focused on my pro card. I had my goals and I was setting them and I was not letting anything get in my way. And it might not have been the best thing, but I really just pushed and pushed and pushed and I have great friends that really do support me and like it's like, "Oh, we were gonna make food, but I don't want to make it in front of you right now. Like we'll wait till you leave." Like I've
Mm,
found people who have like a really great support with it and understand it a little bit more too, which helps.
yeah.
Because normal 20-year-olds aren't getting the grind of bodybuilding. Like it's completely different. It's foreign to most people. And so it's been a struggle. It's been very lonely at times, but especially with my gym, with my team and finding good friends that support me through this, it's been really helpful.
Oh, yeah. I think that's really key. And there's going to be times where like that laser focus can be off-putting to other
Mhm.
people too, especially if they don't understand it. And even if they do understand, it can still be difficult to
Yeah.
conceptualize that. So, do you think you would do anything, obviously not trade the pro card, but would you do
Yeah.
anything differently in future preps?
I'm going back to therapy actually. So that's a thing that I'm
Good.
incorporating into
Mhm.
all of this now is I'm actually like after I'm getting off this call, I'm calling a therapist to set up an assessment. Therapy is huge for me. I've been in it. This will be like my fourth time, like on and off since I was like 14. My family has always prioritized mental health and stuff like that. So I really want to get that aspect of it like working on a little bit better just so that I know when I show up as a pro, I'm bringing my best self, or at least a better self than I was before.
That's really awesome. As a therapist, I can say
Yeah.
kudos, good for you. I think that's so important. And
Mhm.
with mental health being something that you've grown up really being encouraged to pursue, and you've spoken about struggling with disordered eating before
Yeah.
bodybuilding. What did your relationship with food and body image look like before stepping on stage compared to
Mhm.
now?
Yeah. So I completely underate and I did not realize how much I was under eating. Like it was, I would go to work and I worked like a 9 to 5 at a bank. And so I would go to work, I wouldn't eat breakfast, or if I did, I would get like an iced coffee and like a breakfast sandwich. I barely would eat lunch. I would eat like a block of cheese from Sheets and like maybe like a yogurt drink. And that was it. I would go to the gym, I would go home, take a nap, and then just like eat whatever that my family made for dinner. And it was like, I didn't realize why my body wasn't liking me, why I was getting sick all the time, and why I really wasn't making any gains either in the gym. I was just kind of like showing up. And then once I got with my coaches, actually my first day ever like posing with my coach, she was like, "Okay, like so like I'm just trying to like figure out like what you like normally do. Like what'd you eat for breakfast this morning?" And I was like, "Taco Bell breakfast." And she's like, "What? You look like that and you eat Taco Bell?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like my body likes to stay lean. That's always been a thing and I somehow kept my muscle, but I was severely under eating and in high school too, like especially it didn't help with COVID because I went to a very small high school and our lunches after post COVID, they were all saran wrapped, so they would get like soggy. And so then like school lunch, I was like, meh, meh. And I didn't have that. I didn't like, I was like, I'm not gonna pack. It's fine. Like, I'll just figure it out. Like, whatever. So like I was going in high school from just like barely eating school lunch straight to like volleyball practice, softball practice, whatever it was. And like I just had no energy. I would like severely crash. It was a running joke that like my coach would have to feed me like candy on the sidelines at volleyball.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, now looking back, it's like, wow, someone would have just told me to eat more.
Yeah. Yeah. To like have like it just throw some chicken and rice in there, you and I would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Well, actually, how has the structure of prep helped you develop a healthier mindset?
So much. It has been incredible. Like I was really like my first prep, I wasn't sure how it was gonna go for me, the food part of it. And like that my dad was like, I know you can do the training, but the food, like I don't know, Zoe, like this could be interesting. And I just stuck with it. I'm also like very diagnosed OCD, and so like once I hyperfixate on something too, it helps. Like there's good and bad with it. And so like
Mhm.
I knew like these are my meals, this is what I have to eat. These are what I can't eat, and this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna make my meals, I'm gonna eat it. Even if I don't really like it at first, then I'm just gonna have to adjust to it, like just get it in. And once I did that, like, and once it became like a thing where it's like, I don't have to figure out what my next meal is, and I know my next meal is this, like, it's so simple.
Yeah, and you probably started feeling better, I imagine.
So much better. So much better. I went from like being sick every other week to like, I wasn't sick at all my whole first prep. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Mm. That's a big testament too to just even
Mhm.
meal prepping and eating food that you make
Yeah.
at home, because it sounds like a lot of your meals were like processed or eaten out.
Completely processed. Like, no whole foods in my diet whatsoever before that.
Um, let's talk about your parents, because I'm curious how it was to be raised by a dad who is bodybuilding, but then also how you decided, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna compete.
Yeah. So it was always like, because I never saw my dad bodybuild. It was just like I saw his trophies. I would see the pictures from him back in the day, but it was like so far gone. My dad had gained a bunch
Hmm.
of weight. Like he was not working out whatsoever. It
Oh,
was completely,
interesting. Because now
yeah, I
he's
got him
fit.
back into working out. It was
Wow.
actually really cool. So, I would like grow up telling boys and stuff, like trying to brag. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, like my dad was a bodybuilder. Like that was cool." And the boys would be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like I'm scared of your dad." And then once I graduated and I started wanting to work out, I was like, "Dad, I don't know what to do." And like he used to be a personal trainer up in Beechwood. He was an NPC competitor. And so I was like, "I need you to show me what to do." And once he got into the gym trying to show me what to do, he was like, I'm not gonna walk around the gym looking like this. Like I need to start getting fit too. So it just became like a whole family like
Hmm.
growth thing and it was the coolest thing. And now he's just obsessed. I get like a couple times a week I get a selfie of him in the gym being like, "Yeah, my shoulders look jacked, dude." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're
Look.
jacked, dude." But it is the coolest thing, especially like coming from a dad standpoint. Like, bikini is a little like crazy. When we went to our first bikini show, we were like, what are those girls doing up there? Why are they sticking their butt out like that?
Yeah.
And now he's like, oh, okay, so your tie-ins and your upper glute and like you like it's just he knows the category so well. It's
Yeah.
so funny and it's the most amazing thing. It's one of the like my favorite parts of my lifting journey is how close I've gotten to my dad through it.
Mm, that's so special. And my mind's kind of going a different direction, which is like, why did your dad stop slash not even live the lifestyle anymore?
So my dad, he got sober in January 20th of 2009. And
Amazing.
so when he was bodybuilding, he was also like keeping the secrets of his addiction. So he jokes around and says because his last show that he ever did was the Northcoast and it was like 1999 or 2000. And like he was a completely different competitor than me. He smoked crack before his last show and decided, I don't want to do this and walked out. Like, so he was getting to that point where his addiction was getting too far for him and it just wasn't sustainable anymore with the bodybuilding. And the addiction took over up until 2009 when he decided to get sober for me. And I have it tattooed
Wow.
on my neck, the date, and he has it tattooed on his arm. And
Oh,
he now like runs addiction recovery services throughout Northeast Ohio. It's like incredible. He has completely changed his life around.
how old were you in 2009?
4.
Wow. Yeah, he's
Yeah, so
probably
I don't
looking
remember it.
phenomenal
I'm
then.
lucky enough to not remember him like that. I just know him trying to be better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sounds like that journey of him getting better for himself in that way, it was
Hmm.
all actually contributing in a positive way to your ultimate journey to
Oh yeah.
competing and him being able to step up for you. And
Hmm.
you basically had him train you or teach you things
Yeah.
about the gym or about training. But at what point did you decide, like, okay, I'm gonna go my own path? Because your dad
Yeah.
had said in a post, like, you really picked up on weights very quickly,
Hmm.
easily. So I'm
Yeah.
curious, like, how you kind of separated.
Yeah, so I mean, he helped me out for a little bit and I was doing my own thing. And then my best friend Clay, he is from like, I went to high school with him and he went to school in Indiana, but he would come home for the summers. And when he came home that summer, when I started lifting, he was like, I will lift with you. I will be your everyday lifting partner, but I'm not going to lift with you at Planet Fitness. This isn't happening, Zoe. And so Dean Caputo's Powerhouse was right down the road and he's like, you're joining Powerhouse with me. I was like, okay, I guess this is happening. So I trained with Clay for that summer, and my coach Cece was already kind of watching me, like hoping that eventually maybe I'd want to compete with her and stuff. And then we went to the Arnold that year, and then we went to the Olympia that year, 2023, I think. Yeah. And after the Olympia, me and my dad, we were just like, why not try? Like there's nothing there like there's no loss if I try. Like why not just try? Like I could get there eventually and I'm so young. So why not try? So like first day back after Olympia, like I looked at Dean and I was like, I got the itch. Like I got the itch. Let's do it. And yeah, we just
Wow.
went from there. That was January 1st I started my prep and then my first show was April 20th.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I think it also is really cool that you're not just a competitor, but you're also a fan of this sport, like, and all the athletes in it. And
Yeah,
you've made that very clear. Like, you love this sport outside of just bikini too,
I
like
love it.
the whole thing. So, when did that like fire and passion for the industry as a whole really start to build?
Honestly, probably after those big shows like the Arnold and the Olympia. Of
Yeah.
course, like the biggest shows you could go to were my first shows. Like, so it was
Yeah.
just I dove into it and I just like just going to the Arnold first, like just going to the expo, just being in that environment with everyone. I was like, this is like nothing I've ever done before or seen before. Like this is a completely different like group of people. And like just watching it and like especially for the men's, I'm a sucker for the men's competitors. So like just get I was like, oh my God, like he's so huge. And like Andrew Jack did the splits or something. And I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And so then like my dad just got obsessed with it too. Every time I go over to my dad's house, he's watching either like it's just like YouTube, C-bum inspirational videos. And so
Uh,
we just like just got into it from there and especially, and then just living in the gym lifestyle too. I was like, this is what I want. This is what I like. Like, these freaky people are fun.
you're like, these are my people.
Yeah.
I love that. And you had said like this is something that you're has brought you closer to your dad, and clearly like he's been really invested in this. And
Yeah.
um I'm wondering how it's affected your whole family's dynamic and health and overall like outlook on things.
Yeah. So, it's funny, like my grandma actually was just like showing me the other day. My grandma's like, she's almost in her 80s. Like she's so fit. Like we get great genes from her because she's amazing. She was like talking to me and
Uh-huh.
she'll like every now and then exercise and she was like, "Zoe, like I can get on the ground like on like get up and get down. Like I can put my like palms on the ground." And I'm like, "Normal people can't like even just like regular people can't like put their palms like face down on the ground." And she's like,
Wow.
cool. And like my grandma finally admitted that this could be a career for me, like that I could actually do something with this. And I was like, okay, so we're finally coming around now. Because at first it was like, oh, like your little hobby, like whatever. And now it's like, oh, like Zoe could actually do something with this. Like Zoe went pro. Like this is real now. But it's just so cool. Like even like with my dad's girlfriend, like she's so obsessed with it now. She's the biggest Nick Walker fan ever. So it's like, oh, if you want to just go watch a bodybuilding show, like if Nick's doing it, like let's just book a flight. Let's go. Like let's just watch.
What
Like
makes her
my
a fan
family,
of Nick Walker? That's so random.
she's the biggest fan of Nick Walker. It's so funny. I think she just is so excited for his comeback this year. Like she has been waiting for it and waiting for it. And so now it's like, if you want to go watch a pro show, Zoe, like if Nick's doing it, like we could just go. Like, and I'm like, I mean, let's go. The
Love.
support that I've gotten from my family has truly been amazing. It's so cool.
That is so cool. Was she there at Pittsburgh?
Yes, that's one you saw.
So she's the one, she's who I saw.
Yes,
Apologies
yes.
for that, mixing that
No,
up.
you're good. No, you're good.
So, as far as like being a fan of people like Nick Walker, for
Mhm.
example, for her, but for you, like, is there
Mhm.
anyone who you really admire or who have been especially impactful on
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, Laura Lee Chapados especially has been amazing. When I went to the Arnold for the first time, she won it. So I didn't know any bikini girls at the time. It was
Yeah.
my first show ever. So like I always watched for her and I've like, because we go to Arnold and Olympia every year now. So we go to the meet and greets, we do all that. So like I last Olympia at the meet and greet. Like I talked to her, she remembered me from the year before. It was literally like grabbing me by my face and was like, "You have so much potential in this sport. Like do not let people get in your way." Like blah 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 blah. It
Um,
was so incredible. I took that conversation and just like replayed it in my mind that our whole my whole prep. And then before I went on stage for prejudging, my dad got Laura Lee to record a video and sent it to me at Pittsburgh and it was
Aw.
the most encouraging thing ever. It was so cool. Like so cool. And so she has been the biggest inspiration to me and the most like just best support ever. It's so cool. Like Miss Olympia is just sending you a video, like being like, "Good luck, Zoe," like before I go on.
Yeah, it's
Oh
so
my
cool.
God. It's just so cool. And yeah, Laura Lee has been huge for me, just huge. And honestly, my coach Verushka has been a huge inspiration for me because when I first joined Powerhouse is when she got her pro card. And so
Hmm.
I'd been fangirling over her before she was my coach. And so that girl is so hardworking, and I just admire her so much.
That's really cool. What was it like to work out in that gym as in comparison to Planet?
Oh, completely different, completely different. Like I was just running around. Planet is I go to Planet sometimes on my like for cardio just to people watch because that
Mhm.
place is just an interesting place sometimes. You never know what you're gonna get there. And it was just the equipment isn't the equipment. Like it's just so nice now because Dean's is such a bodybuilding gym. The equipment there is so nice. It's so clean. It's such a family environment too. Like Dean and his whole family run that gym. Every single day I'm walking in and it's, "Hey champ, how you doing?" Like it's
Oh.
it's just so cool. It is the coolest thing. I love that gym. It is truly my second home.
Yeah, that's what it seems like based on what I've seen. And I work out at Planet Fitness now. I always swore I would never ever do it, but there's
Yeah.
one like 7 minutes from my house, and they just updated it with all this new equipment, like
They
free
are
weight
getting better.
jump. I was like, and they took down like their sign about lunk alarm, which I was like, how do you have a gym that says no judgments, but you're judging bodybuilders? Like,
Exactly. It's
I was like,
crazy.
I was like, I'll never go. But then they like updated everything, and I was like, oh, I will
Yeah,
go.
it is getting nicer. I will say that. It has gotten nicer since I was working out there.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. But like you said, having a second home, having like a gym that's really family oriented, that's
Mm,
supportive in that way is really cool. And
mm,
obviously you've got support from family, you've got support from big names in the industry, you've got support. You had a lot of support going into this show too. Like you even got to go
yeah.
to the NPC gym. So what was that experience like for you and how did
Oh,
that happen?
cool. Oh my gosh, that was the coolest thing. So I got reached out to by Josh, Forged by Iron. Love you, Josh. I met him last year after Dave Lieberman's show. He shot
Mhm.
our posing clinic at Powerhouse. And I was 19 at the time, and he was just amazed by me. And so he was like in JM's ear a little bit, being like, "Hey, why don't we do an NPC competitor?" And then Dean also, of course, put in a good word for me. And so Josh was like, "Hey, you want to come down to the NPC photo gym?" And I was like
Yeah, you
jumping
can't
up and
say no to
down.
that.
Like for 2 days straight, I was just like jumping off the wall, so excited. And so, yeah, we set the date and we went down there, and I don't think I stopped smiling that whole day. Like that was
Aw.
so surreal. It was so cool just getting to see like where Tyler like records all the recap videos, like just like all of it. I'm like such a
It's so
fan, like
cool.
going in. It was so cool. It was so surreal. And like these things, I just still don't have words for them. I'm just so beyond
Aw.
grateful for it. It's the coolest thing. I like because people don't get these opportunities. So like I'm just taking as much as I can get and trying to be as grateful and humble as I can be with it.
Yeah, for sure. Did you get to get feedback from Tyler before that too?
Yeah, they took a look at me. They basically I just got told to coast because I was pretty lean going in there. So I was just coast and get a little bit leaner. And so I was like, I get to eat going into this. I'm
That's
good. This is
good.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyler and Bill got to take a look at me. So it was really, really cool. I got to
Mhm.
meet JM. I got to meet Jem Mannion. It was so cool. I got to do a photo shoot in the NPC apparel. I was just jumping off the walls. It was the best day.
That's freaking awesome. So let's go through your journey. You
Yeah.
won the overall at the Natural Ohio,
Yes.
and then which I competed in this year.
Yes, you
Great show.
did.
Yeah, and I was hoping you'd be there, to be honest.
I was going to, but then something came up last minute because I was gonna go for finals.
Yeah, I was like, dang, because we had messaged before that. I was like, are you
Yeah.
gonna pass on your
Hmm.
crown? And then the North Coast Championships and now
Hmm.
Pittsburgh. I mean, winning the overall at every show. That's every show you've done.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. So
it's
what,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, that's not really common. So what,
Mm.
obviously you've mentioned genetics, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing to
Yeah.
have. But then you also obviously work very hard in the gym. You've got a great
Mhm.
support system. So you've been very successful. You
Mhm.
also are prioritizing your mental health and have what
Mhm.
of all those wins or experiences felt the most meaningful for you and why?
Um, The food aspect of it and the mental health aspect of it have been huge for me. Just feeling the growth, like how I would go about situations now compared to like when I started my prep or even like 11 weeks out from my prep. Like I look at things a lot differently now. I'm trying to give myself grace a lot more. I'm trying to like see other people's sides more than I would have before.
Mhm.
I'm trying to be a lot more open to things and going with the flow because I got to a point where I was just like things need to be this way. This is what's happening. Like I can't have it any other way. Like very just like closed-minded with things.
Mhm.
So I'm very proud of myself for trying to just let things be where they are at and go from there because that was a big struggle at one point.
Yeah, that all or nothing thinking can be
Hmm.
so beneficial for
Hmm.
athletes. And as a result of that, that all
Yep.
part, anyways, as a
Yeah.
result of that, then it gets rewarded and it
Hmm.
perpetuates this cycle of restriction or not living a
Yep.
balanced life or
Yep.
isolation. So the
Hmm.
fact that you're, I don't want to say new because you're not new to the sport, but the fact that you're
Yeah.
young and
Yeah.
growing in it
Hmm.
and you already know this and have learned this is only going to benefit you for long
Yeah.
term. And it sounds
Hmm.
like you want to be in this for a long time because you even went to that
Yes.
Olympia and you're like, I could get there because I'm young.
Hmm.
What is driving you to go further and where do you hope to be in, like, let's say the next 5, 10 years?
I mean, obviously, I want to get on that Olympia stage, that Arnold stage, those big stages. That is the end goal for sure. I honestly, a lot of it is like the picture in my mind of seeing my dad's face when I get there is
He's
huge
gonna
for me.
cry.
He literally started to fall over when I won the overall at Pittsburgh. He started to pass out.
Oh,
Like, so I know that the support system, like, it drives me so much, but also just I see how young I am in the sport and I see the potential I have, and I just want to prove to myself because I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. Like, I was completely lost after high school. I was valedictorian of my high school class and I didn't end up going to college. Like, the week before I was supposed to go to college because I just didn't feel like it was right for me. I didn't think it was what I
wow,
needed to do. I didn't want to waste the time and money being lost in something.
that's
And
fair.
not long after that, I started lifting.
Being valedictorian is a huge achievement.
Yeah. Well, I went to a tiny school, so that did help with it, but like I had a head on my shoulders. I really worked hard in school. I've worked hard in everything that I've done. And so, but I just knew that like at that time, moment in my life, like college wasn't the step for me. I needed to do something else. I didn't know what it was. I didn't expect it to be this, but I knew it wasn't that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I felt so lost for so long. So finding this sport has been everything for me.
Oh my gosh. Where, like, what do you even think you'd be doing if you didn't?
I like it and it really scares me too because like I have so much like my dad has done drugs. Like I have so much history of like addiction and stuff like that. And like I was drinking heavily after graduated high school. I was having my fun. Like I don't know where it could have went because it could have went a completely different path because
Yeah.
I was not doing well mentally.
Mm.
The gym has grounded me so much.
It's amazing what that can do. Like,
Hmm.
a lot of times people see like our sport and they're like, oh, there's so much vanity. It's so vain. It's
Hmm.
so selfish. But what they don't always consider is like what brought us into the gym or what's
Yeah.
kept us. Because sometimes what brings someone is the aesthetics. But then what keeps
Hmm.
you in there and what
Yep.
you learn about yourself along the
Mhm.
way and what it does for you. I mean, you're growing up
Oh
in
yeah.
bodybuilding and
Yeah.
like that's I could tell you 10 years down the line, like now I did it 10 years and
Hmm.
I would not have changed anything about my 20s. Like I would do it all
Yeah.
again. And I
Hmm.
had a lot of similar things to you where it was like that extreme focus that was very
Hmm.
beneficial, but also led to a lot of my disordered pathways.
Yeah.
So getting on top of that is amazing. And I know you're going to be starting therapy, but I'm curious, like, what tools or practices have you used or do you use just to support your mental health as an athlete, both in prep and improvement seasons?
Yeah. I try to focus, like prioritize like time for myself and like just resting. Like act like I like to read a lot, so that helps me like sitting down and reading is like a great time for me to just like step away from everything, step away from my mind, step away from my priorities and actually rest for a bit. And so that's been helpful with me. That's been a way for me to like without feeling a little guilty, like I'm doing something and it's good for me and I know it and like stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Um and I've been I just like I'm almost finished with the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and so I've been trying to like
Okay.
just let them do what they need to do, let me focus on what I need to focus on, like just trying to let things be the way that they are. Like that's been a big focus of mine lately.
Yeah. I'm actually my therapist one time was like, you just need to listen to the song Let It Be over and over and
Yep.
over again. And I was like, no, it can't just let it be. I
No,
can't.
we
But
can't do
he's
that.
right. He's still right.
Hmm.
So that's wonderful that that's something that you have really made a priority for you is like your time and
Yeah.
outside of the gym, outside of nourishing your body, because although bodybuilding itself is self-care, we
Yeah.
are more than this sport. And it can be
Mhm.
very easy to get so wrapped up and put your identity in it that you lose sight of like your identity in Christ, or you lose sight of your ability to pursue and apply this in other ways or develop relationships, friendships. So outside of competing, like what does your day include or look like usually?
Yeah. So, like I said, I work at a bank, and so I work at a
I
very
didn't know
like
if
it's
you
a
still did.
yeah, so I
Okay,
dropped down a
cool.
little bit because of everything, but I still work at the bank, and so like 4 days out of the week I'm at the bank. It's a it's a hometown bank, so it's in downtown
Oh,
Kent, Ohio. I love Kent, Ohio. It's like very cutesy. So I work at the bank. I go on my lunch break, and if it's nice out, I will go like check out the shops in town, like just do some window shopping, like just like to like keep me busy, whatever, because I have an hour-long lunch, so I get to explore a little bit. And so I'll either do that or I'll go read by the river because the river is like right behind my work, the Cuyahoga River. So I'll just sit there and read and try to like get some sun and enjoy it. And then I go to the gym and then I come home and I enjoy my time with my doggies and I try to read or like spend time with friends if it's a rest day or do something. I try to like schedule like things like in Kent they have a lot of markets during the summer. So I've been like me and my friends have plans for like each
that's
market. We're
the
going to the
best.
markets so that we can like go check out everything and stuff like that. But I love window shop. I love shopping. I love window shopping. I love just spending time with my friends too, and that's a like easy way to do it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a cool thing that you can have experiences like that
Hmm.
and they're walking, they're active,
Yep.
and you get to share them with friends. And like you can have your own experience. Like you can go to the market and they can
Mhm.
order a chai latte and
Yep.
you can buy yourself a bouquet of flowers.
Yep.
Or you're in improvement season, you're like, I can also have the chai now.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
awesome. So um I love that. And I think it's wonderful that you have that type of lifestyle outside of the sport. And of course, you also have the ability to focus when you need to. I would love to know what being a natural competitor means to you, especially in a sport that can drive so many people to use enhancements and if your plan is to stay natural.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, I think it's really cool that I have like achieved as much as I have like muscularity wise naturally. I like because I see a lot of people where like that's just not the case. And so it's been really cool for me just to like, yeah, I'm natural. Like some like I've had a lot of people question it and stuff like that. And it's like, no, I'm natural. I'm young. Why would I don't want to push myself and put anything into my body that I don't need to right now.
Mhm.
So it's just been a kind of like a cool little flex for me, honestly, where I'm like, yeah, I'm natural. Like I put in the work, like I did that.
For sure.
Um, Definitely like down the line, like you never know what happens, what will happen. I just want to see where my body grows. Like I'm 20. Like I have so much time to grow in the sport
Mhm.
and muscle maturity wise that like that's not even a thought in my mind for the next 5 to 10 years. Like I just want to see where I can grow and go from there because like I've put on so much in such a little time. Why not just keep going with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like if you can, like, why would you stunt your natural potential?
Hmm.
Um, and potentially longevity. So I think that's
Yeah.
really great. And it is a flex. Like, look at
Yeah.
you. Like, I
I
like
did
saw
that.
you on, I remember I was standing on the sidelines like watching our
Mhm.
call outs happen, and I was like staring at you like, holy crap, this girl. And
Thank
I first
you.
thing I noticed was your hair too. I was like, she
Yeah.
changed it.
It threw me off. Like because I immediately like I got off stage for prejudging, went to find my dad and my coaches, and I was like, okay, show me the pictures. Like, what did I look like? And then they showed me the pictures, and I'm like, where am I at? Like I did not. Because I'm like a natural redhead. Did
Right?
not expect to see myself that blonde on stage. It really threw me off. It looked amazing, and I get why the judges told me to do it, but it hurt my heart a little bit because I am a little ginger at heart. But I get it.
That's interesting. I want to expand on that, but I'll come back
Yeah.
to that because I just wanted to share like I was confused actually. I remember sitting on the side and I was like, that's Zoe St. John, but I thought her hair was red. And I was
Yeah.
like, so she dyed her hair. I was like, haven't seen this girl on stage
Yeah.
this year. And then she shows up and she's like blonde. And I'm like, is this the same Zoe? Like it has to
Right?
be. 'Cause and then, I mean, yeah, you look phenomenal, but it is interesting to hear that the judges encourage you to change your hair when
Yeah.
it's like you're a natural redhead. It's not
Mhm.
you were dyeing your hair red. So what was it
Yeah.
that made them say that?
They told me it blended too much into my tan. They want the contrast and my
Huh.
natural hair color and the tan color, there wasn't enough contrast. And it was like very nitpicky. Like it was my suit color at the North Coast was purple and they told me to do green. I did green. And they
Yeah.
told me to change my so like I was like, if that's the feedback I'm gonna get, like it's not like, oh, you need to fix this on your butt or on you like grow, whatever. It was change your hair and your suit color. Well, I guess that's
Hmm.
what I have to do, but like, come on.
That's sad too, because it sounds like, at least for someone like you have a physique that speaks for itself.
Hmm.
So then to
Yeah.
be judged on like your natural hair color, that would be like, I feel like that would hurt my heart, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, my mother, who's a redhead, who like the one thing she told me in my life was like never dye your hair. She's like, it looked good on stage. I get why you had to do it, but like you're my little ginger, and I'm like, I know, like, but if that's what I have to do to like bring my best on stage, I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's worth it to me. But and I'm adjusted to it now. I do like being a little warmer, I like a little lighter, and stuff because my hair does get dark. Like it's gotten darker as I've gotten older and
Oh,
stuff. So it is fun to like actually change it up because I've never
yeah.
changed my hair up before. I was just always red, never touched it.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and some people probably would have been like, "Oh, I'll just wear a wig." So you
Yeah.
decided, "No, I'm gonna go full out."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
thought about the wig thing.
What prevented you from doing that?
I was just there's just too many what ifs. I'm a very anxiety like filled person, so like I was just like I'd rather just have it be my hair.
Yeah, I get that. Especially if it's more predictable for you or like manageable versus like
Yeah.
a wig. Now I want to talk about post show. Like you're
Yeah.
currently post show, but are you jumping into a pro debut? What are you focused on?
So, I'm going straight into an off season, but I want to prioritize enjoying my summer. My birthday is in a few weeks, so I want to be able to like properly enjoy my 21st birthday, like live semi-normally for a little bit at least, but like I just got my new off season training plan and like, oh my God, my quads are so sore. And I'm just
So
so
you're training with the
excited to grab.
quads.
I haven't trained quads like specifically since the North Coast. Like they cut out my
Yeah.
quads. It was just all like bring up your hamstrings, bring up your hamstrings, but now it's bring up overall leg side, like in density.
Interesting.
So I hit like I did like leg extensions for the first time and I don't know how long and I was like walking around the gym like, "Oh my God, this is terrible."
I can't even
So,
do
I'm
like more than 30 pounds on them right now. Well, 35 I did today, but I was like,
yeah.
I'm just trying to ease into quad
Oh
movements
my gosh,
myself because
I
I'm like, I'll
know.
cramp if I don't. Like, I was
Yep.
in, were you okay? Like, I would literally have like sumo squats put on my plan in prep,
Hmm.
and then I do them and I'm like, I'm cramping. Like, I couldn't even do it.
No.
Because I feel like my legs had atrophied so much, which was strange for
Yes.
a volleyball player, as you know. Like
Yeah.
you like maybe it's weird that we didn't get to prioritize that, but that's cool that you're getting to do that now.
Yeah, so I started that plan. So we're just like coasting, honestly. Like I want to go back to Pittsburgh next year and just do it and have some fun with it as a
Yeah.
pro, but we don't know if that'll be my first pro show or not. We're gonna see where my body's at and go from there and just have some fun. I just want to enjoy my first season. I have no expectations with it whatsoever. I just want to like get up on stage with the girls that I've been watching for years. Like that is so cool to me.
Yeah, competing as a professional athlete, having so many opportunities ahead of you.
Mhm.
Um, your feedback at Pittsburgh was overall leg development. Did you get any other feedback?
Basically just grow my legs a little bit. My conditioning was great, and so just grow some leg size, which I knew was going to be the case.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just to be competitive at a pro level, I need some more density to like my upper glute. Like I lost some upper glute density to get my
Mhm.
tie-ins as sharp as we did. It was starting to just come down. So
Yeah.
getting that more filled out, I'll definitely bring a better package.
And the fact that you're turning 21 in a couple weeks. When's your birthday?
June 14th.
That's awesome. Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, celebrating, getting to, it's funny, like when competitors say they're gonna like enjoy life or like live a little bit more normally, like what we really mean is like we're gonna have a couple meals out and not
Yeah.
rest for a few days.
No, literally. It's like I'm just gonna go out to eat, like, but then I'm gonna still eat the rest of my meal plan.
Yeah, it's so funny, like, but it works, right? And it's your
Hmm.
lifestyle for a reason. Like you have to love
Yep.
this to do it. But I love that you're planning on celebrating and enjoying that and
Hmm.
making this summer amazing. Like I think that's a good mentality to share on this podcast too, because I think sometimes there's a lot of pressure, not just on
Yeah.
amateurs, but pros
Hmm.
to always be perfect, always
Yeah.
present perfectly, always pretend like things are perfect. So how have you been adjusting post show to things like body image and food and yeah, what's your
Yeah.
approach been like?
It's been an adjustment for me for sure. I'm trying my best. I mean, I'm just doing the best that I can with it, honestly. Like I'm doing pretty well with my reverse, but like I work at a bank too, so people like to bring in us in suites a lot. And so then it's like,
Mhm.
okay, like going back to like having to say no and stuff like that, and like people
Yeah.
just don't get that like you still have to reverse. So it's like I thought you won your show. What are you talking about? Why are you still eating your chicken and your rice? Well, I have to reverse and I'm back into my diet. Like we've got to keep me healthy. Like this is how you do it. So, it's been a battle. It's always a battle, like seeing the lines fade and stuff like that. But I know I feel healthier. I'm not crying all the time. I get to eat fruit again. Like it's the little things that keep me happy. And right now it is having fruit in my diet again. So,
Oh my God, girl. I literally just at this like fruit. Like I just ate
yes.
yesterday. I got one of those yellow mangoes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I
So
forgot.
good.
They're
So good.
so good.
So freaking good.
I got these like ch bag of cherries and bag of grapes because my stepson loves grapes.
Hmm.
He wants to put sugar on them and do the whole
Yeah.
thing. So I got those for him. And then my husband, like, and I were talking about cherries recently because random story. I don't even know why I'm going into this, but I'm gonna share it.
Yeah.
Like I when I was little, I thought all cherries were maraschino cherries. Like
Okay.
I didn't know that there was a cherry. Part of
Yeah.
me wants to blame that game. Like, do you remember that Hi Ho Cheerio game? I don't know if you ever did it, but like you pick
I think I
cherry.
know what you're talking about.
Okay, and you like put them in this basket.
Yeah.
So those were little and red, and so I just it kept reinforcing that all cherries are maraschinos, and I hated maraschinos. Like people get
Yeah.
banana splits, and I'm like, ew, why does
Uh-uh.
everybody eat cherries? And
Yeah.
then it wasn't until an ex of mine a long time ago, but like
Mm.
he got cherries, and I was like, wait,
These are good.
cherry? I didn't know that. And so I recently told my husband that story, and he's like, oh my God. And so when I saw cherries at the store, I was like, I have to get them. Like, I forgot how
Yeah.
good they are. But you know what? It is the little things. Like you said, it's like the little bits and changes can
Yeah.
kind of keep that reverse diet feeling a bit better. And like you
Yeah.
said, giving yourself grace. So what does that look like for you?
Like Like I'll if I eat something, it's mainly just like accountability, like being honest with my coaches and my check-ins. Like that's my big thing. Because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like no one's perfect. You're gonna if you see something that you've been craving the whole prep and you're back on your reverse, like it's gonna happen. You're gonna take a bite of something.
Yeah.
But it's being accountable to my coaches and making sure that they know what I'm eating, what I'm taking in, if I missed a meal, stuff like that. Like that's huge for me. Because my body, I'm lucky and my body doesn't like respond like crazy. My metabolism's really good, so it just burns through food. But it's more of an accountability thing for me is making sure that I am staying accountable and not like lying to my coaches.
Good point. And like it's similar to bodybuilding aside, like it's similar to if somebody who naturally just has a very fast metabolism, say they like maintain a very lean
Mhm.
physique, but they're eating Taco Bell like yourself,
Yeah.
it it feels better to eat the way we eat. So
Hmm.
even if your body maybe isn't like your physique isn't experiencing a consequence, there is still a consequence, and that
Oh
could
yeah,
even
you're
just be you knowing you weren't genuine or authentic with your
yeah.
plan.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely been a battle. I'm still like, because this is my second off season. Like, this is my
Yeah.
like second time really reversing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm still learning as I go. So I'm just trying to do my best and be as accountable as I can be and stick to it as much as I can without like going a little crazy.
100%. Like that's all you can do. I remember post show this year was weirder for me because I was like, I'm not gonna compete
Yeah.
again. And I was like, so can I just have the Reese's cup and like not stress it? Because I would have done that anyways.
Yeah.
But then it was weird because like knowing I wasn't going to compete again almost created this like existential like what does freedom look like now?
Yeah,
Um,
I bet.
turns out I really do love this sport and lifestyle. But I was like, we just got to keep it going. And
Yeah.
but I think oftentimes there's this expectation people have, like I've got it. Nailing a reverse diet to them means executing 110% perfectly on every bite of food you take. But I think it can also look like being able to go to a coffee shop and not worry about measuring the milk, for example.
Yeah. Like being able to like be in the lifestyle but also not be so like, oh my God, am I hitting my macros? Does this have too much almond milk in it? Like, is this
Yeah.
gonna like tip me over? Like, just having grace with yourself has been
Mhm.
really nice to like just back off for a second.
Yeah, and that's such a positive thing. And clearly, you've been so successful in your journey, and this being your second improvement season. You've already been through one. Like, I want to hear a little bit more about that first improvement season. What were you working on then?
Um, growing my legs, growing my hamstrings. I've always been pretty like more quad developed and stuff, and my hamstrings and my adductors have always been really tight. That's always been a thing. Like when I danced, like I was like acrobatics, like dancing, like I
Hmm.
was so like flexible and everything, but my legs were not. My back, I could like bend it in half, but my legs, not
Wow.
whatsoever. And so it was a big thing, just lots of hamstrings, lots of upper glute hamstrings. That's what we pushed a lot this season. So it honestly, and I was dealing with a little bit of like health stuff where like my sinuses were just really bad
Hmm.
through my like off season. So I was really hard on myself that I didn't think I had a good enough off season as I should have. And that was a big thing for me going into the like this past season was like I didn't build enough as I wanted to. And so it was hard for me because I like just kept like I would have a sinus problem, it would upset my stomach or I would like have migraines and stuff like that and it was just putting me back a little bit. And so now I got that all figured out and so I'm very excited to go into this with more knowledge and have an off season under my belt so that like I can really like take advantage of it this year.
Yeah, that's huge. Like just to feel like you're in a better place overall health, like
Hmm.
you're just gonna keep
Yeah.
getting better. And I think that's so cool. As far as the books that you read, I know this is random, but
Yeah.
do you mainly read like personal development and nonfiction, or do you read fiction too?
So mainly fiction. I've just started getting into like the personal development stuff, honestly, like in prep that I was like, I need
Mhm.
to, if I'm gonna be reading like a like fun like romance book, I'm also going to be reading like something that's good for my mind.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to balance that with every like romance or fantasy or whatever book I read, that I'm also reading something that's good for my mind.
I love that. There was this book a friend of mine had gifted me called Turning Pro
Mm,
by Stephen Pressfield. I think your dad would really like it.
yeah,
But I think
I'll
you would
definitely
like it
have
too.
to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
for,
I'll put
I
that
mean,
on my
anybody
list.
listening even. It's not even
Yeah.
about becoming an IFBB pro. It's like pro in your life, but it's like also
Mhm.
with an athlete mentality. I really appreciated it when I read it. I was like, it was very insightful. It talked about overcoming like addiction and
Okay.
other mental health
Okay,
struggles too.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. As far
Yeah,
as
I'll
personal
definitely add
development
that.
goes. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll add that to my list for sure.
awesome. So, is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have or that you'd want to share about your journey?
I think we covered most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then let's get your best advice. So, what's your best advice for someone who has never competed before but wants to, and then your best advice for somebody who's on their road to pro?
Best advice for someone who's never competed before is get a good support system. Find good coaches and a good group of people that can support you through this because as much as it's an individual sport, the people that help you out make all the difference. So, getting a good support system, if you can get that to start it off, that's amazing,
Yeah.
truly. And then road to like if anyone who's like trying to go pro or anything like that, trust your gut, trust your coach, work and like don't let things get in your way. If something's getting in your way and you like really sit there and think about it and be like, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? And if it's not, don't let it get in your way. Like push for what you need and nobody knows you better than you know you. So if your gut is telling you something, listen to it because it has helped me so much by just listening to gut, listening to God, listening to like the people around me who truly care about me and know what's best for me. Like, because sometimes, like, especially once you get into the stages of like getting depleted and like your mind's not working right, you
Mm-mm.
cannot be trusted with like what you're rationally thinking. So having a support system and having like a like true sense of self and what you need, that is huge.
Well said. Very well said. So, how can people follow your journey, connect with you?
Yes. My Instagram is Zoey St. John underscore IFBB Pro. That is so cool to still just say. That was like my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do was change my Instagram handle.
Love
So
it.
yeah, Zoey St. John underscore IFBB Pro. And then my TikTok, I think, is just Zoey St. John, all one word. And I've been trying to post more on there. So yeah.
Love it. That's awesome. We'll put that in the show notes page, guys. That's always on celestial.fit/podcast. If you're listening right away, it'll be at the top of the page. If you're listening in the future, just scroll down to the category section, which is alphabetized. Not only will you find how to connect with us, but you're also going to see a full summary of the episode, kind of like what you'd find on the back of a book. You're going to see a bulleted list of the topics we covered, as well as episode timestamps so you can go back and listen to your favorite parts, or, of course, share it with friends, family, teammates. It goes a long way and it means so much to me when I see you guys post about it in these bodybuilding Facebook groups or you're sharing it online in some other forums. Like it warms my heart. It makes me so happy. And it's especially cool when then I eventually get to interview you, like Zoey, who listened and now I get to interview her. It's just so special for me. So, thank you guys in advance for sharing. Thank you for listening. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this episode. Let's make it awesome.